On today's episode of Locked On Cubs, we discuss Hayden Wesneski. We also talk about a poll that I saw yesterday that I kind of disagreed with, and then we'll close out, of course, with best and worst of the week. Come on in and join us.
Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Cubs. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Pleased to be with you for a Friday episode. And today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline, where the game starts. If you've been tracking Friday shows, there seems to be a good energy for those. So we're glad you could tune in. And the Cubs win on Thursday night over the Pirates. And Hayden Wesneski was masterful once again.
Happy Friday. I'm going to do a little Sinatra. Wesneski, first of all, before I get into Wesneski, shout out to Mark Leiter Jr., another guy that will be in the mix as a more than one inning guy out of the bullpen next year. At some point they're going to have to cut some guys off, but Alzolay, Thompson, maybe Wesneski, Leiter. These are all guys that, if used correctly, could be weapons. And I've said on this show now, this is probably the third or fourth time I mentioned it, I like Mark Leiter Jr. out of the bullpen.
Yes, you have mentioned that, and I'm glad that he's proven to be better than my pick during the season, Matt Swarmer.
I like this. Sorry, and go Fields. By the way, I know you're wearing a Fields jersey. Maybe hopefully we'll throw it more than 11 times tonight. Excuse me, on Sunday. Yeah. I like this Wesneski, Matthew. He, I know it's early and all this stuff, but he's got that. You know what I mean when he's pitching, that something about him.
Like a moxie.
Yeah, like a little moxie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you got to have that.
He's got a little moxie. He's got some, and it's not like he's got good stuff. I mean, that one wicked comeback slider he threw to the lefty today.
No, it's disgusting.
But to me, his stuff's good. His command's got a chance to be really good. But there's something about him on the mound that I just like. I don't know.
Okay, so a so-called intangible.
Yeah. You're not going to grade it out in fan graphs, but I like this kid.
Oh. Don't preach to the choir on a Friday. Come on. I like his confidence. I like his presence. I like his makeup. It's clear that, he's had a good resume to get to this point. He's put in the rough drafts. He's done the outline. He's done the mind map, and now it's ready to go. Yeah. Like let's write this thing up and etch out a career for yourself in a starting rotation. That rotation is going to be on the north side.
And so the question now comes: do you think he's got a chance to be in the starting five next campaign?
Well, yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, right.
Of course he does. Now, the pressure is not on him at all because you hope that when they arrive in Sloan in February and March, you have depth. You have some new guys in the Cubs jersey.
Right.
And if Wesneski is again, overreaction theater, but this is the place to do it. Have you not looked at media in the last 5 years? Wesneski has been great the last his first four appearances, 2 of them starts. Yep. If he's a number 5, okay.
Yeah, it's just
if he's a tweener, to use your word, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, they just got a lot of them.
Right, they do.
So it's tricky. It's going to be
weird
really hard.
They have so many guys.
We said this about the position players. Let's do it about the starting staff. Here's who we 100% know is going to be in the rotation next year.
This is good. Yeah,
100% know. Player X, who will be signed in free agency. Right. We don't know who it's going to be, but I promise you there is somebody not in the organization right now that not only will be signed but probably starting opening day. Mm-hmm. Player X, Stroman, and Steele. That's it. The other two are totally up for grabs. I tend to think they're going to give Hendricks another chance. That's just my opinion. You know,
They will.
And then that fifth spot, does Smiley return? Is it Wesneski? Is it Keegan Thompson? I was like, I think it's starting to trend towards Wesneski.
Yeah, it certainly rhymes with something like that for sure.
It's not going to be Luke Farrell.
No. 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Javier Assad, respectfully.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. But hey, watch his start on Friday night.
Yeah. Bring in the Shabbos.
I think it's great. You know, the fifth inning tonight, he had an immaculate inning. Immaculate inning is when you strike out 3 hitters in a row, strike out the side on 9 pitches.
He's
also exciting. Like, this is just good for the fan base if you believe in that kind of stuff.
He reminds me,
and he's a pitcher.
His mound presence reminds me of a little bit, and I'm not talking talent, I'm talking mound presence.
Yeah.
A little bit more energetic Hendricks.
Okay.
Like we're like
taking care of biz.
Yeah, like when Hendricks was pitching in those big games in 2016, whether it was, out dueling Kershaw or Game 7 of the World Championship. I never felt like he was at all. Like, I felt like whatever his resting heart rate is, let's say it's 60. I felt like it was at 60 the entire game.
Yeah, that's
I never
100%
felt
right.
I never felt like he got rattled. Wesneski's a little bit more animated out there, but it feels like he's really in command of what he's doing, and he really believes that he's, that he's going to win these matchups. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it because, hell, what else is there to analyze? I'm not going to analyze Esteban Cursos. So but I don't know, Matt. I got a good feeling about this kid.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to get rattled. I like that point, and just when you talk about Hendricks, I do get a little.
It gives you a little bit of goosebumps, doesn't it?
I'm a big feelings guy.
I mean, this guy. I mean, the most important moments of our lives. This guy was 60 feet 6 inches away.
That's such a good line. It's so true.
Jeez. Hand the ball to him and pray, huh?
Yes, you bet. Not even need it.
And a little teaser here.
Yeah,
Wesneski's a big part of why I think the Cubs, have a pretty. There's still a lot of problems. There's more questions than answers, but it's so obvious they're headed in the right direction here.
Yeah, would you consider some of these? It's almost to a point where I'm excited about these questions.
Yeah. Oh, they're exciting questions.
Because I want to see them be answered. So
they're going to be answered. They're going to be now. You can't answer every one unless Ricketts, finds a couple extra $100 million laying around. But you could answer most of them, and then the ones you don't answer have to be the least important. And it's your job to deem what those are. But we'll talk about that.
Wesneski 2.45 ERA with 24 strikeouts and 22 innings,
and he's pitched better than that.
Also, just to recap Thursday's game, Bodie and Hermosillo had multi-hit games, and Chris Morel had a 2 RBI double.
No, it's nice to see Morel start, having a decent road trip, though, because he was really, he's a guy that could start next year. He's really had a rough time. Nice to see him hit a little bit, because I'll tell you, when he hits, if you ever watch the Orioles play, there's a guy in the Orioles, his name's Jorge Mateo. Only reason I know him is because he's on my fantasy team. And him and Morel have something really similar about themselves. Mm-hmm. It seems like whenever Morel's pitched middle in and he could pull the ball, he's in really good shape. Anytime the ball's a little away from him, it's not good. He had one swing of the bat. I believe he was at home against the Braves. I could be wrong, where he had a home run to right field at Wrigley. And that's the swing he's got to figure out again, because he's got the power to hit it to the opposite field. It's an approach situation.
Yeah, I think he lacks plate coverage on the outer third for sure.
Yeah.
He really can't go get those. And
we got some fun stuff coming. Sorry, I'm ready for that. I'm excited.
Before we move on, a bit of trivia. Unless you saw this, then please opt out. I know you'd be genuine about it.
Yes.
Wesneski is the first immaculate inning for a Cubs pitcher since.
Did not see it. Did not see it.
Then this is really good.
Okay, that's a tough question. First immaculate inning. Can you give me some sort of time gap? I mean, don't make it obvious. Just is it modern or is he still?
Yes, it's our era of watching.
Okay, I'm gonna say Craig Kimbrell.
No.
Okay.
It's you definitely have to get more in the Wayback Machine though.
Okay, but that that was a good guess. I mean, that
Great
guy
guess.
struck out a lot of guys.
Great guess. Great guess.
Wayback Machine, but like I watched this guy pitch, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and you got the position right.
Carlos Marmol.
Good guess. We're getting warm. We're getting warmer.
Mm-hmm. Aroldis Chapman.
The other way on the timeline.
Okay. Wow. No, that wasn't an immaculate inning. I keep. Okay. A closer. It's got to be okay. I'm just Kerry Wood.
No.
Ryan Dempster. Joe Borowski.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it's a hard question. I'm thinking closers for the Cubs.
I'm
Rich
laughing.
Aguilera, Jeff Facero, Rod Beck.
Oh my gosh, we're naming literally all the closers since we've been born.
Antonio Alfonseca. Is it him?
No.
Who is it?
Should I give you the year? Wouldn't that give it away?
Kerry Wood was the closer in 08.
Okay, keep going. So keep going.
Marmol, I think, was Marmol was the setup guy in 07.
You got to keep going though.
Oh, 06, 05 closer.
Keep going just a smidge.
Well, Borowski was the closer in 03, so it's somewhere between 03 and 06.
Was he?
Yeah.
What about the next year though?
I don't know the answer.
LaTroy Hawkins in 04.
Oh, sure. I named everybody but LaTroy Hawkins. Man, that guy stunk.
We've realized that, yes. Okay, coming up next, we go over a list that we saw today, and we're going to break it down for you. First, today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your pro and college football betting needs. As we record, the Fighting Illini football team are in action. Find all the latest football league developments, game matchups, news, and podcasts, including this year's first opening week games. BetOnline is also your continued source for all your sports wagering info, including live betting and more. The fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite sports and events, including MLB, MMA, boxing, and golf. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we start this part of the show by breaking down what Chicago sports team has the best future. Sam?
Yeah, so this was a poll from CHGO, and they do great work over there, so not at all trying to pile on them. It just got me thinking, which that makes you know it's a great poll. And the question was, which team has the best future in Chicago right now? Now, depending on how you think of future, I think of it over the next 10, 15 years. And I personally think the Chicago Cubs have the best future of any Chicago team. They are the team I think most likely to have an era of being really good and contending every single year soon. How could here, Matt, read the list.
Okay, so this is what CHGO came up with here. Bulls number 1.
Okay, I'll get through all these after you read them. I know you get mad at me.
So actually, just to preface it, they have every franchise on here, which I actually think is pretty cool.
No, it was it's a great concept.
Yeah. Bulls number 1, Red Stars 2, White Sox 3, Cubs 4, Bears 5, Sky 6th, Blackhawks 7th, and Fire 8th.
I can't speak on the red team and the Fire, the Red Stars. I don't know anything about them, so that'd be disingenuous. But
both are soccer teams. Yeah.
I can say that I don't understand how the Bulls are ahead of the Cubs. First of all, basketball is a totally different situation. It's not about building through draft. There's no minor league system. You need to either get a really high pick and get lucky there, or you need to get a major free agent. The Chicago Bulls are not a championship contender as currently constructed.
Didn't think so, but I want you to remind us. Yeah.
Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, great players. They're not. I mean, we saw what happened against the Bucks. They're not at that level. So I don't understand that one. I don't understand how the Sox can be ahead of the Cubs either. When you look at the Sox core, the Sox don't have a great farm system. Most of their guys are currently playing, and they can't even win their division.
It's like a third to last system.
And sure, the Sox will probably be better next year, but this is, to me, a future's over the next 10, 15. The Cubs are coming. They're coming, folks. They're going to make a lot of acquisitions this upcoming offseason. It's like we talked about, Matt. You made such a great point, or you at least hinted at it. Dexter Fowler, Ben Zobrist, Miguel Montero, John Lester. I just named guys that some of the most important figures in the history of the Cubs organization were signed in that offseason that we're heading into right now, that same window of the rebuild, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying they're going to win 97 games next year, but I am saying when you look at their system, and Canario, by the way, hit another home run today at AAA. you look at their system, you look at their cap, they're not cap, that's not the right word, but their financial flexibility, which we hope is there and we think is there. And you add in, all that together, they look like they have the recipe. The Bears are in a similar position, but that just depends on the quarterback. It depends on one guy. If Justin Fields doesn't turn out to be the guy this year, this isn't a Bears show, but that sets them back. They're going to have to draft another one. So there's questions there. I think with the Cubs, it's just a matter of time, waiting for these guys to come up. I think it's a guarantee they're going to be better next year. And I think it's a guarantee by 2024, we're going to be, playing postseason baseball. But maybe I'm just drinking too much Kool-Aid tonight.
And if you are, I don't see an issue with that. But putting out a list of this caliber is certainly an opportunity for polarization.
Sure.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
You look at when they pushed that out, and it has a ton of comments and quote tweets.
No, it's a good list. I'm not insulting. It is what it is. Everybody can have their different. I'm a Cub. The Cubs are my favorite team on that list, so I'm going to defend them.
I don't see a path to the Cubs being fourth. I mean, I just don't see how they wouldn't be top two.
No, and not two.
And the 10 to 15 timeline is really unique that you would say that, because
that's future, right?
Yeah. I would say most fans now are just, it seems like we're more on an island and we're like, all right, next 1 to 2, 3 years.
Yeah, right.
But even if you did a 3-year timeline, isn't the list?
It's really similar. I think if you were to do a 3-year timeline, you could make a case. Okay, well, the Bulls will still be a playoff team next year, and okay, the Sox should still be contending for the playoffs next year. We don't know about the Cubs yet, but I bet you after this offseason, you're gonna know.
Sox had a tough week this week.
Sure, yeah, no, their window is closing quicker than mine outside with this cold weather, and it is cold. Today was the first fall day of the year.
Yeah, September 22nd.
And it felt like it.
Yeah, it was definitely
I almost went to the
switch this time.
I almost went to the local store and bought some Halloween candy.
Wow.
I love when the kids
would have been good.
Hand out Laffy Taffies.
I didn't know that until earlier on the phone. You enjoy Halloween because of the kids get into it.
I love Halloween from the kids' perspective because I loved it. I love the Disney Halloween movies. That right. I like the rated G Halloween. Not a fan of going out and dressing up and the whole nine. I haven't dressed up for Halloween since the Nixon administration. But and I'm not talking Watergate. But I do enjoy enjoy that. We got off course.
Yeah. That's all right. All right. Coming up next is one of our favorite segments. We can have favorites, right?
Sure.
Best and worst of the week right after this. We're back here on Locked On Cubs, your first listen every day. Thanks for joining us for a Friday episode as the Cubs will complete the series this weekend with the Pirates, and we'll recap that for you and more on Monday's episode. Sam, you actually did already mention one of these players, but my best of the week is going to be Alexander Canario and Matt Mervis and their home run parade this week.
Beautiful.
35 plus home runs for those dudes.
My best of the week is going to be the piggybackers, the tweeners, the Owlsleys, the Thompsons, the Mark Leiter Juniors, the guys coming out of the pen, finishing ball games, looking dominant.
I like it. My worst of the week, I have two. First of all, I just wanted to note that since Jared Young has been promoted, I'm not saying he's a world beater, although we don't know because he only has 14 plate appearances
Great words.
on the 8 days since he's been up. He's only actually appeared in 4 of the 8 games since he's been up, and you don't know unless you see the person. So either he's not even pinch hitting.
Yeah, no, it's a really good one. It's a really good one. My worst of the week is going to be Franmil Reyes.
Okay, we haven't
like,
talked about him for a while.
Well, exactly.
Oh, right.
It's like it's just something. Just I really think that guy has tools to be a really fun power hitter. And it's just when's the last time he had a home run?
Yeah, that's let us know. And I will say, especially the last couple innings in Thursday night's game, there was this one obnoxious fan at PNC Park that just wouldn't shut up, and you could hear him so clearly on the mic, and it was disruptive to the broadcast. And so, to that fan, you're my worst of the week as well.
Yeah.
Or just move him away from the mic next time. I don't know.
Yeah. Who's on the call tonight? I had the Pittsburgh guys.
That's going to be Boog Shambi
And
Ryan Dempster.
Oh, was it that? It was them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of guys. We haven't talked about Marquis in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to Marquis in a while.
Yeah, we kind of did a reverse path on that.
Well, it's kind of hard to judge them now because any normal broadcasting team, would be talking less about the game. My issue with them was in April and May and June, where it's like, all right, man, this is still fairly important baseball here. Can we take it seriously? Now it's September. You're 20 under. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a veer off.
Should we give a quick Bears score? Or should we wrap up?
I think the only thing that scares me about the Bears game this week is the spread. It's tricky. I don't understand how they're not getting the full 3 somewhere. I think Justin Fields is going to throw it all over the field. I think Darnell Mooney breaks out, has a big game, and I think the Bears win this ball game. It's going to be a 27-17 final.
Be sure to hit subscribe for Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button on all your favorite Locked On Cubs content, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your pods. And remember, you can drop us a text, 312-834-4634. We love getting interactive with you. Thanks for making Locked On Cubs your first listen every day. Now make your second Locked On MLB and Game to Game. Each morning, we go around the league, and Locked On recaps all the games from some of the hosts, including Sam, who's on there just about every day, and Paul Francis Sullivan as well for Locked On MLB. Humor, passion, unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Fun Friday show as usual. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.